Hello, it is Michael Whitehouse, the guy who knows a guy, with your weekly update that happens sometime between Sunday and Monday. And now is when I'm recording it because it's been an interesting day. It's actually pretty great because my daughter is over at a friend's house. So I got to have a date with my wife, which was super awesome, which is also why I'm, starting my day at 11 o'clock. It's also apparently a holiday. I mean, it's really a holiday. It's Martin Luther King Day, but it's a bank holiday and I'm an entrepreneur. So I'm working most of this day. So what's going on? What's going on is there's two axioms that I've been operating under this year and trying more and more to focus on them with varying levels of success. One is make money, and so with everything I do, I ask myself, how do I make money at this? Not in a mercenary like, how do I get all the money I can? But how do I keep myself in business and make it so I don't have to, drive Uber and can focus on giving what I have to give to the world? Because if I have to go make my money somewhere else, I can't give I can't do what I'm meant to do. And the other is use existing infrastructure instead of building new infrastructure. All right. Here's the contra example. Here's the opposite of that. Beginning of this year, I did this behind me, planned my whole quarter. A bunch of people said, hey, teach us how to do that. I said, great. I set up a workshop. It was entirely separate from anything else. I did as an afterthought, offer a $47 discount to EMC members, but it was basically its own thing on its own. And I was like, oh, maybe I want to teach a workshop on email and how I get a high open rate and a low unsubscribe rate. I've got some valuable things I could teach, and maybe I could do this and that. And I was thinking about doing them all separately. And I was talking to a number of people who gave me convergent advice, including Diana Lidstone and Janine Bolon. So credit to them thanks to them for generously giving me their knowledge and experience. They're really smart people. If you need help, you should definitely reach out to them because they're really smart people. And both of them had some variation on you should focus on things you already have and don't need to build new and are already profitable and do more of that. So I said, what do I already have that will let me do what I want to do? Because when I was down in Florida, I realized I know stuff that people would pay me to learn. And I realized this because someone who's in a very expensive program was sharing some of the things they learned in that program that were so valuable. And was like, I could teach those things. This guy was in a $15,000 program and did a lot of things, branding and whatnot. But the things it taught were things that I could absolutely teach because I am quite proficient in them and do them every day. So I thought I should teach these things. And my original thought was to have one big program that had all these things in it. And that doesn't work because they solve a whole bunch of different problems and it's very potluck and nobody wants to pay for a potluck buffet, at least not $1,000. Then I realized I've got the entrepreneur mentor community. Yes, something is already in place. It already exists. I can plug this into it, including plugging in the plan your quarter plan 3 months in 2 hours workshop. So here's the format that occurred to me. There's various things that I can teach, should probably teach on a regular basis. I think on an ongoing basis, people will be interested in learning how to mail their list early and often, not have high unsubscribe rates, have high engagement rates, and build their branding connections the way I do, because I've found a way that works that pretty much anyone can. I mean, like, that's probably something I do over and over again. The plan your quarter. That's something I can do every quarter. But there's the other things I think of. And I'm like, I want to do a workshop on getting your kids to listen to you. Or I want to do a workshop on finding your neurodiversity superpowers. Or I want to do a workshop on getting organized and structured with ADHD. Or, all these different things. I should not set up the whole workshop infrastructure for each of these separately. But I can put them all inside of the Entrepreneur Mentor community. He's slow, but he gets it. So this is what we're going to do going forwards. Every workshop I come up with, whether it's one I'm doing on a recurring basis or one that's just a one-off, I'm going to charge $97 for it a la carte, or Entrepreneur Mentor community members, $47 a month, can get access to all of my workshops. So you see a workshop, you're like, I just want that one, $97, boom, off the hook. Don't have to cancel anything, don't subscribe to anything. You see a workshop, you're like, I like this, I like that, I probably want some more. Pay $47 a month. All you can eat buffet of knowledge I have to share. At least one workshop a month, often more, because that's kind of how I roll. And then on top of that, we also have this thing coming up next week, which is Well, I got to fix the banner here. It said Camera Confidence Challenge, and I can't say that because Camera Confidence is trademarked. So it's the Confidence on Camera Challenge. Confidence on Camera Challenge is people coming to me and saying, hey, Michael, I want to learn to be confident on camera like you are. And for the longest time, I've said, I don't know how I do it. It's just kind of natural. Then I watched the old videos, and I said, oh, that's not natural. I have gotten better over time. And then I thought, well, I did these exercises. I got this feedback. I got this coaching. I got the support. I got this. I did that. I did this. Oh, I could walk someone down the same path. So Confidence on Camera Challenge is coming up January 23rd to 27th. And everything I'm talking about, there's links for at megaconnector.com. So one site to rule them all. I'm going to be teaching the exercises so you can do it yourself. And then if you decide to join the Rock the Camera Club, which is the follow-on from that, it is effectively an upgraded entrepreneur mentor community membership. See? Combining infrastructure. You get everything that the EMC members get. It's $97 a month instead of $47 a month because you also get the weekly Rock the Camera workshops where we do some training and that kind of stuff. But the point is come to the challenge. I'll explain all the details about what the club is. But the point for what I'm talking about, because this is about me, we're talking all about me in the update. The point about this is I'm not building a separate thing. This is an upgraded EMC membership. So it's everything that's in EMC plus the Rock the Camera. So it's unifying, bringing things together. So I have less things, less separate enterprises. So I stopped being like, as my grandfather says, the cowboy who jumped on his horse and rode off in 4 different directions at once. And instead have a couple of unified things. I've got the Entrepreneur Mentor community, right? Which an upgrade of is the Rock the Camera Club. I've got the summits I run. An upgrade of which is I run a summit for you. See, summits, all one thing. I've got, so I'm looking at my board. There's 5 basic things I'm working on, but 3 of them fit into the Entrepreneur Mentor community. And then there's the summit services and then the networking services. And I got 3 things. And my business is down to just 3 things. How cool is that? Only took me 3 years to figure out how to pare things down to a finite number of activities, and then built in such a way that when my ADHD squirrel brain goes, ooh, I should teach that, I can, because I have a structure for it. So you often hear, this is for you, now I've done talking about me, you often hear people say you got to simplify, you got to focus on one offer for one audience doing one thing. And if you're a divergent thinker, if you're a popcorn thinker, if you are all over the place and very creative, you will say, one thing, are you crazy? How can I do just one thing? So the trick is to figure out the through line that goes through all those things that makes them one thing together, and then how to combine them into the one thing. And then you can have one thing. A mall, if you still have malls near you, you may remember them. A mall is just one thing, one unit that contains 80 stores. So you may look at a mall and you say, well, it's got a bunch of clothing stores, so it solves the problem if I need to buy clothing. Well, then why is FYE in there? And why is Auntie Annie's Pretzels in there? And why is the card shop in there? So you expand it. The mall doesn't solve the problem you need to buy clothes. The mall solves the problem of you need to buy a number of things and want to do it in one place, one-stop shopping. And the things you need will all be in that mall. And there you go. So expand the definition of what you're doing. Find a unifying theme to create that value. And the whole idea of the EMC at $47 a month is it has an increasing number of elements, each of which is worth the price of admission. If you only go to one of my workshops a month, heck, if you go to one of my workshops every other month, it's a $97 workshop, $47 a month. If you just go to one of my workshops every other month, you're coming out ahead. If you then also go to the Wednesday sessions, which I'm going to rename from Ask Me Anything Solution Sessions, which is a lot of words and doesn't sound targeted, to, wait for it, Lightning Coaching, which I think is like laser coaching, but less focused. Lightning coaching. Advice over here, advice over here, advice over here. Lightning coaching. It's going to be the same thing. People bring their challenges and their questions. I answer them, but I think lightning coaching sounds better. So if you just go to lightning coaching, that's worth $47 a month. If you just go to the entrepreneur launch parties, that's worth $47 a month. As we get the content library up and going, that's worth $47 a month. Getting into the private Facebook group with the mentors and being able to ask them questions and get their advice and feedback, that's worth $47 a month. So each element is worth the price of admission, and you get all the elements together. So it's about putting everything under one roof so that people can understand what you do and figure out how to do it. Now, I'm not a master at this. I am moving along. But to be a great coach, you only have to be one step ahead of your audience. And so if I'm one step ahead of you, I hope you learn something. And if you're one step ahead of me, teach me something. And that's how we all learn together. Okay, upcoming things quickly. I kind of went through some of them, but this coming Monday is the Confidence on Camera Challenge. It is free. 30 minutes a day, me doing this live thing. Probably might be less than 30 minutes a day because I've learned to become efficient with the exact things I'm going to be teaching next week. You will not come out of the week sounding like me. You will come out of the week knowing the exercises that when you do the reps will get you closer and closer and closer to sounding like me. That's why there's the offer out of that is going to be the Rock the Camera Club, where every week we'll have accountability and training and coaching and support and fun improv exercises to refine your skills so that you'll get better and better at rocking the camera. You never get there. It's always a destination. It's all about improvement. So it creates the opportunity for continuous improvement. But the Confidence on Camera Challenge, 30 minutes or less every day. And I'm going to put the exercises at the beginning. So if you only have 5 minutes, watch the first 5 minutes. It'll tell you what you need to know. And then after that will be explanations and answering questions in the comments and sharing more about the Rock the Camera Club and all that. A little bit later, we've got Entrepreneur Episode 6, The Return of the Summit. That's February 13th. You can find a link to that on the Summits page at megaconnector.com. I do have the dates for the next two Entrepreneurs. Let's see, Entrepreneur Episode 1, The Phantom Summit, is April 17th, and Entrepreneur Episode 2, Attack of the Summit, is June 26th. June 26th? June 20... Can't read my writing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's June 26th. That or June 20th. Whichever of those is a Monday. Super professional. Always super polished. That's me. And also coming up is Sell Books with Collabs, which is just Kotzer's event, which is next week. A summit that I will be speaking at, as well as Pod Talks, which is a summit that I will be speaking at as well. I think those are linked from my events page. If not, you should be on my email anyway, and you'll get those links there. So, but go to megaconnector.com, and if you need information on that, then let me know. I think it's there. There's always so much going on to update, but I can't guarantee I've updated it all. That's why you should always be on my email list and read it and enjoy it and hear my stories and see pictures of my daughter playing Fortnite and all the rest. So that's most of what I got coming up right now. And then, of course, February 13th will also be the Entrepreneur Launch Party just after Entrepreneur. So if you attend Entrepreneur, which is free, at the end of it will be Entrepreneur Launch Party, which is free, but on a different Zoom link and a different format. So that's my update. I am sharing with you my stories. I'm coming up on 15 minutes. Always like to keep it under 15 minutes. I'm doing pretty good at it because, well, I'm pretty good on camera. What can I say? See you next week at the Confidence on Camera Challenge.